One, two, three. Listen.
Before we get started, what I always like to do is get a bit of an understanding of the app itself in the room. How many of you here are on Snapchat? Fantastic, I love Bristol. I'm going to stay here more often. What I'm going to do is first give you a bit of an overview of our app itself. The reason we do this is it's super important that you see Snapchat through the same lens as our users, but also through the same lens as ourselves. So to get kick-started, I'm going to hand over to our co-founder and CEO, Evan, who's going to give you a bit of a run-through of the app itself. Awesome. So the first thing I really want you guys to take from that video is we really do see ourselves as a camera communication platform. Hence why the first thing that happens when you load Snapchat is it loads the camera. Instantly, we encourage our users to create content, learn more about the world, and explore. Hence why you'll probably notice on Snapchat, everything revolves around our camera. I think the phenomenal thing we've done when we've launched this app is we've really shown the power of how the camera's evolving and shown how it can be used for more than just taking simple photos. I think a great example of this is the puppy dog lenses. Puppy dog lens now has been used over 7,000 years worth. That's pretty incredible when you think about it. People are turning themselves into dogs for 7,000 years now thanks to Snapchat. Another great thing is if you look at stuff like our virtual dancing hot dog, hopefully most of you have seen this in the room. Incredible thing we saw here is just having it live on our platform for a couple of weeks, it had over 2 billion users. That's pretty incredible when you think about it, and it's how we talk about how we're making virtual celebrities at Snapchat. So when we talk about the app, we talk about the camera being used to communicate between you and your friends. And with the recent redesign, we've really separated the social from the media. What we mean by that is on the right-hand side of the app is where we host all of our premium content now. That's everything from our content creators, also known as influencers, right the way through to our third-party publishers. Our third-party publishers in the UK consist of 24 publishers, everything from your Daily Mails and your Economist of the world, right the way through to some people's guilty pleasures, like Cosmopolitan. On the left-hand side of the app is where we now host the conversations between you and your best friends. Amazing thing that we've done here is we've really cleaned out the clutter and made it super efficient for people to know where their conversations between their friends are and where our content lies. Conversations between friends in Snapchat happens through two key ways. One, through one-to-one messages or group message, or two, people adding to their 24-hour story. A story, for those of you who are not familiar with it, is pretty much an overview of what you've been up to that day. So, why is this a great opportunity for businesses, and how can you engage with our audience? Our audience is massively engaged when we talk about our platform, and it's due to the fact that we now have this clear distinction of where they can spend time in the app. An average Snapchatter is now spending over 30 minutes in the app every single day. So to put that into perspective, how many of you in the room are watching Friends now it's back on Netflix? Oh, fair amount of you. That's more than an episode of Friends every single day is the amount of time that people are spending on Snapchat. People aren't just going on Snapchat at the end of the day to casually browse. People are coming on Snapchat to create content. The amazing thing about our platform is users are jumping in and out of the app almost twice for every hour that they're awake, visiting the app over 25 times. This really is due to the fact that we are a camera communication platform. Conversations don't start and end at the beginning of a week or the end of a month. Conversations go throughout the day, hence why our users are constantly jumping in and out of the app. When we talk about our audience is over 187 million DAUs. We talk about daily active users because to us, true Snapchatters are people who are in and out of our app every single day. When we talk about our audience breakdown, I think it's super important for us to demystify some of the kind of common perceptions around Snapchat. The first one is our audience breakdown in terms of geographies. This often surprises people as people often have this presumption that we are heavily focused in the US. This isn't the case. We've got a nice, even disperse across the globe. You can see in Europe alone, we have over 60 million daily users. And if we look at the UK, we have over 12. Another common misperception is our audience in terms of its age group. How many of you in the audience are surprised that 13 to 18 isn't our largest demographic? Fair amount. The reality is this does vary from kind of country to country, but on average, 80% of our audience are now over the age of 18. In the UK, 44% of our audience are parents, and you can see here, our biggest age bucket is the 18 to 24, slowly followed by the 13 to 17 and 25 to 34 being on parity. The reason this is Snapchat now is 6 years old, and the sad truth about life is we all get old. And the nice thing is people have stayed on Snapchat and they've brought their friends and family along for the ride. Hence why when we look at our new DAUs quarter over quarter, 50% of our new users fall within the 25 to 34 bucket. So we've got an incredibly large audience, fast growing and diverse. The true business opportunity for you guys though is the fact that we have a unique audience that you can't target or reach on other platforms. The reality is you won't be able to find Snapchatters on a monthly basis on average 27% of the time on our nearest competitor. That means by not using our product to promote your business, in the UK alone, you're missing out on over 3 million users. When we look at this from a daily basis, it's closer to 40%, highlighting the fact that you could be missing out on up to 4 to 5 million users by not being on Snapchat. So if you take anything away from my talk today, I really just want you to understand that our audience is truly unique and it's a great way to expand your current marketing mix. A couple of stats now, because I know we've got kind of a wide array of businesses in the room. I want to make sure I'm kind of making it relevant for everyone. The first one is a kind of a good indicator of affluence on our audience. The reality is Snapchat works best on high-end iOS devices, and it works best on high-end Android devices, and it uses a lot of data. Because of that logic, what we do see is we do have a very affluent audience on Snapchat for you guys to target. Hence why, on average, we see 39% more spending power than non-Snapchatters. When we talk about the mobile app space and the way in which people are interacting with websites on our platform, I think this stat just highlights the fact that Snapchatters are truly the mobile generation, and it's the place to target them. What we're seeing is Snapchatters are 2 times more likely than non-Snapchatters to make in-app purchases. This is a behavior that I know a lot of people are looking to target, especially as increasingly in the industry we're asking people to make that shift from desktop onto mobile. So what I want to do now is highlight a couple of case studies and show you a wide array of different businesses and how they've seen success on Snapchat. The key ad product I'm going to focus on today is our full-screen vertical video ads. The reason for that is this is now fully self-serve and available in an ads manager to any business of any shape or any size. So the first example I'm going to show you is Vivian, which is a household security system. The amazing thing here, with a simple, fun, and effective creative, they're able to achieve not only fantastic results, but also get great return on ad spend. I'm just going to play you their ad. The nice thing about this ad was it's a simple lead generation. What you can see here is instantly when people swiped up, they were taken through to a simple mobile website where users could simply, using our autofill on our SDK, share information with the business to be contacted later. For any lead generation businesses in the room, this is a fantastic way to, again, extend and find that new reach. The next example is in the e-com space. Recently, Snapchat's released a beta for its Pixel, meaning that we can now measure our impact both on mobile, but as well as desktop. What we're seeing is fantastic early results showing how Snapchat is not only great for brand awareness, consideration, but it's also leading to sales.
Get this shoe before it's gone forever. Swipe up to shop.
You can see here, not only do we manage to achieve this business great incremental reach that they weren't able to on other platforms, not only great return on ad spend, but actually bringing them higher quality users than they were off other platforms. The final example I'm going to show you is our app install product. Chappy is a fantastic example of how a customer was struggling to find new customers on their current marketing mix, and by coming to Snapchat, we were able to help them re-stimulate and help them get back towards their 200% month-over-month growth. Again, love the thing about this ad is it really shows how native content can work well on Snapchat in our ad formats.
I got you a boyfriend. He's waiting for you on Chappy. So swipe up now, and download Chappy and claim your boyfriend.
Perfect. So I'm just going to diagnose the full screen video ads a little bit, but the key thing I want you to take away from this section is if you guys are already doing advertising on other ad managers or business manager tools out there, the reality is Snapchat is very familiar. You'll instantly log into our platform and realize when it comes to targeting, when it comes to measurement, and when it comes to how you're going to measure your goals, we do it in a very similar way to our competitors. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is our kind of units, because this is where we differentiate. When we differentiate, what I mean by that is we're the first platform to introduce full-screen vertical videos. You probably noticed with our ads, they're short. We allow you to have ads up to 10 seconds in length. This is exactly the same as our native content. However, we actually typically recommend for the best performing ads to be between 2 to 3 seconds. The reason being is because we're full screen, because we're on mobile, 2 to 3 seconds is actually a long period of time. If I hold up my phone now, 1, 2, 3, it's actually a long amount of time to have something fully in your face and immersed into your kind of view. So when we talk about our 3 products, the ones to drive business results at the moment is our 2 app products, one which is to drive incremental business, our app install.
Ready, set, go!
Never run out of storage again. Free up space with Google Photos.
You can see the cool thing that we do here is we preload and we pre-cache all of our attachments. So what I mean by that is when you swipe up, instantly it takes you to the iOS or the Android store. There's no buffering, there's no waiting time. We instantly take you there. This is great because our ads don't feel intrusive, and because they don't feel intrusive, our users engage with them. When you click download off an app install ad, what we do is we simply start downloading the ad in the background and don't take users out of their Snapchat experience. Again, less intrusive ads drive better performances for businesses. Next example is a deep link. So if you're looking to drive re-engagement of existing customers.
Open up, it hurts. So I'm never gonna get too close to you, even when I'm in.
You can see here, instantly when people swipe up, you give them the option to just be redirected into your app. We preload, pre-cache your app. So again, users don't have that buffering, waiting experience. They're instantly taken to the immersive content that you want them to interact with. Our final product is our autofill, or our WebView product. Again, WebView, I really want you to think of it as a blank canvas. You can do anything you want on here. As long as it loads on a mobile screen, it will load on Snapchat. Our autofill is just a nice additional feature, which basically allows you to pull phone numbers, email addresses, and names straight off Snapchat into forms. So again, users aren't spent time kind of twiddling in their phone on the extra detail. Perfect. So like I said, if you get your heads around the ad units, you can see success on Snapchat. Our ad units, we built a fantastic tool called Snap Publisher, which actually means you can drag and drop JPEG files into a simple online tool to make 10-second video ads. The key difference is that when it comes to audiences, you're probably used to this. You can target based off age, gender, location, so you could target males between the age of 18 to 24 in Bristol. We have interests, we just call these lifestyle categories, so you can target users based off whether they're into soccer, whether they're into food, whether they're into junk food. We have over 450 categories for you guys to choose from. When it comes to bidding, we bid on a CPM basis, but we allow you to give us goals to achieve. So what I mean by that is we get you guys to set us either a target cost per install or a target cost per swipe. A cost per swipe, think of it as the equivalent of a click. It's when users swipe up to engage with content. So again, very similar to what you're probably doing on other platforms. And when it comes to measurement, we have a pixel, so for anyone in the room who's a WebView customer, we can instantly tell you the results both online through our app, or we can give you the results when people go offline onto the desktop. Secondly, when it comes to our app business, we've integrated with the 5 main partners in the industry. So whether you're working with AppsFlyer, Adjust, Singular, Kochava, or Tune, we're instantly able to pull the exact metrics that you're measuring your other campaigns on straight into Snapchat. So the final thing I'm going to end on is our creative best practices. So I've shown you a couple of ads, and I know I'm kind of going over everything very quickly today. I'll be around at the end for any questions. But the key thing is our creative. Creative with Snapchat, the importance is we're bringing back sound. The reality is 2/3 of users on Snapchat have sound on. The reason being is when you think about conversations on Snapchat, it would be weird to not have sound. If your friend's singing you happy birthday, you're not going to listen to that and mute. We are really bringing back the importance of using sound in advertising. The second is keeping the message simple. Because we recommend ads between 2 to 3 seconds, get your hero message across. We support GIFs, we support stills, we support cinemagraphs, but it's super important when we talk about this that you keep your message to the point. The reality is, if we say 10 seconds, people try to get a beginning, a middle, and an end of a story, but the best performing ads on Snapchat are the ones who get their message across instantly. And then finally, keeping it short and sweet. So I'll play these, and then at the end, I'll hang around for any questions. So if you have any other questions, I'll be hanging around for about another hour or so at the back. Love to meet anyone who wants to kind of explore Snapchat or find anything else out. But the last thing I always like to do is give away our famous ghost face. So, question to the room, whoever gets it first, hopefully it's nearer the front. How many daily active users do we have on Snapchat? There we go. Perfect. Thank you so much, guys.